Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I am Dr. Olayinka Akanle. I am a researcher, I'm a lecturer, I'm a public speaker. On this channel, I do a number of stuffs, but all the stuffs I do on this channel, you can easily cluster them into 4. Sociology, research, migration, and relationship. As a lecturer in the university, I do all these contents as frequently as possible to add value to my subscribers and my viewers. Meanwhile, thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. The subscription is growing, which means people are finding our content very useful. If you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Why don't you subscribe quickly and join the family of my subscribers? And if you have subscribed previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. In this video today, I want to address a very important issue within the context of sociology. I've been doing videos on different sections, elements of sociology. Now I started videos on sociological theories. I've done videos on ethnomethodology, phenomenology, symbolic interactionism, socio-action theory. I've done video on macro and micro sociology, and I'll continue in this direction of theory. So today, I want to drop this video on actor network theory, ANT. Actor network theory is a very unique, very innovative theory that we use in sociology. A quick disclaimer, the theory did not originate from sociology. As a matter of fact, it originated from mathematics, engineering, science, broadly speaking. And the theory emerged in the early 1980s. Therefore, it is a very recent theory. It is a very recent theory, but we find it very useful in sociology and humanities. So the theory is transdisciplinary. That is, people across different disciplines find this theory very useful, very innovative. Originally propounded by the French philosopher Bruno Latour. Latour is the most commonly recognized as the propounder of these theories. But there have been a little bit of controversy around this. Some people say it's Law that started the theory, but Latour is prominent, and it's not uncommon for you to find books on actor network theory listing different names of many names to avoid not giving credits to people that are necessary. So this theory, personally, I've used it a number of times. When I was on my postdoctoral fellowship in South Africa, I used this theory. I also used it during my PhD when I was writing my thesis, but eventually I had to move it for some psychic reasons. So I found it, eventually used it very elaborately during my postdoctoral fellowship when I was conducting a research. And since then, I've been using the theory. I find it very unique, very innovative, and it's very important. So what is the basic argument? So I will tell you the basic argument of actor network theory, and I will also tell you a basic element of it. So actor network theory, the unique thing about actor network theory is giving recognition to non-human actors in networks. Networks mean people relating in coherent way, in a way you can metaphorically regard it as network. That is, people as they relate, as they act, form networks as they relate among themselves, different people at different times. So you can establish social networks across human relationship as they put their relational footprint on the surface of society. So this interconnection of humans as they relate among themselves has come to be regarded as a network. However, most existing theories before actor network theory did not pay significant attention to non-human actors. Sociology and social scientists have paid attention to human beings as the most significant, only important actors as they relate in society in a network manner. But actor network theory is saying, wait a minute, why are you only talking about humans? Why about non-humans, inanimate objects in relationship? That these non-human, inanimate objects in relationship also are part of actors. That is, they have definitive or non-definitive impact on how people relate, how networks are formed. So the asymmetric relationships between objects and humans is actually the most important contribution of actor network theory to our understanding of society and our understanding of social order. We call it symmetrical relationships. That's what I said. The symmetrical relationship or appreciation, acceptance, popularization of the kind of symmetrical relationship that exists between human and non-human actors. That is, symmetrical relationships existing among objects, that is non-human elements, and human elements as relationships proceed in society is what actually makes this actor network theory very unique. What do I mean by symmetrical relationship? That means equal relationship, equal importance of objects and human elements in human relationship is what makes actor network theory very unique. Symmetrical relationship. Now, people actively participate in relationship. The same way we believe non-human objects are involved in such relationship are important. Human object, non-human object are very important relationship. We call it relational practices. Relational practices that involve humans and non-humans objects is very important. Therefore, if you are relating with a friend, if you are abroad, you are sending remittances home. I've used this in my researches before. Sorry. If you're sending remittances home, for example, the money you send home, the information you send in home are as important as you and the receiver. What about that? That is non-material actors, we call them. Non-material actors. If I pass my phone to you and you receive that phone, I relate with you, actually, isn't it? I relate with you. But that phone that I'm passing across to you, even though it's not human, it's object, has significant impact in our relationship. And we must understand that phone that I pass across to you. Let's say I pass iPhone to you. Is it going to affect you as much as I pass just a piece of paper to you? So the kind of material I pass across to you may affect the way you react to me. Or if I throw insult at somebody, definitely the reaction will be different from if I throw compliment at somebody. So the compliment becomes objects that are very important in understanding the relationship that we share. If I give you money, the money will determine your reaction. So the money is an object, non-human object. So for us to understand the relationship I share with you in this context now, definitely the money I send, which is immaterial or non-material, is important. So we have to understand that. Take, for example, this video also. You've viewed this video also. Why are you viewing the video? Obviously, probably the content I want to share. So if you want to interpret your action to this video now, we must understand the kind of content I'm giving. So the content now, or you're surprised, they can tell you this in digital sociology, that actually we are in a relationship now, isn't it? Because you're viewing this video, you form an impression about me and the content. You that you are viewing it true. By the time the YouTube algorithm informs me that somebody has viewed my video, your viewership also communicates with me. I say, well, I'm happy somebody is viewing my video. That means I'm meeting needs of somebody. So these are the ways digitally also we understand relationship. So the central element is the equal importance given to objects and humans in relationship within the network. That's the beauty of actual network theory. Social sciences, now we pay attention to this, to the role of materiality and immateriality in understanding society, the roles of human and non-human actors in understanding human processes. And this is very important. Everything happens in the network. We believe this in sociology, that everything happens within network because people relate and this relationship form networks. For example, let me give you another example. If you go to a court of law, for example, you see judges, you see lawyers, but these are humans. You see the clerk to the court. These are humans, but also important within the context of actor network theory are the benches, the tables, the wigs they put in their coats. All these things have meanings that we have to sufficiently understand and analyze to understand how people behave in a court. Imagine a lawyer not wearing the wig, not wearing the gown, not wearing the suit, but just there in biker's short or Crocs. Will the judge allow such individual? They think probably he's gone crazy. So to understand the court processes now and behavioral processes in court, we have to look at the non-material things, including the wig, the suit, the black and white. So this is what actor network theory is talking about. So everything is important within the networks. You have concepts. Some concepts, you have actants, you have networks, you have nodes, you have edges, you have interaction. So actants actually we can have, in terms of actant, we talk about different points, different points in the networks, different nodes in the networks. That's what we call actants, different footprints within the networks as people relate. And you may have the intermediaries. In terms of actants, you can have mediators. So mediators have no serious impact on the network. While mediators have serious impact on the changes you have in the network, while intermediaries don't have any impact. Then you have the networks also, which the networks talk about connections, interconnectedness of the relationship you have in the network. But nodes is another very important element and concept. You have nodes to be different entities within the network. Nodes, different entities, the different actors, different elements. That's what we call nodes. And these nodes now, for example, if you talk about molecular science, you can talk about the proteins, the genes in molecules. So these nodes talks about different entities within the network. Then you can have edges. We talked about the link, the connections, interconnections, the links. This is what we call the edges. The links now, if I want to use common narratives now, I can say the links are like what I call plugs. You know, in marketing you talk about the plugs. You say my plug in that office, my plug in that place. We know plug as a slang among younger ones. Like myself, I'm a younger person. Am I not? So I'm a younger person actually. I'm a young man. Young at heart, young in everything. So I can say my plug in that office. That is my connection, my contact. So when you talk about when you talk about edges also we can call edges plugs. That is the links in the networks. And interactions is another concept you may have in actor network theory. Interactions just mean relationships as people relate. Action and interaction. Action and interaction. So as people relate, that's what we mean by interactions. As you act, people react to it. So we call it interaction. So interactions can simply, within the context of actor network theory, ANT, can simply be regarded as relationships of people. So there have been different criticisms about ANT, but the greatest one is some people are actually not happy that ANT is equating non-material elements to human elements in relationship. While the thing there is what we call reification, that is overemphasis, exaggeration of the role of non-material element in actor network theory. So that's the major one. But I believe there are more strengths about this theory. The fact that it gives us more options in terms of theorizing human behavior and paying attention to some non-materiality. And also another thing is that it puts straight in our faces the need for us to understand that not only human beings are important in relationship, non-humans are also very important. And I find this very unique, very interesting, very novel. That's why I've used this theory a number of times. Wouldn't you rather use actor network theory in your next research? Only if it's relevant. what you're studying. Well, I find it's very interesting. It's been effortless in me teaching this. So if you have more comments, you can use my comment section. I will definitely react to you. And if you have courses or topics giving you problems, drop it in my comment section. I will address it in one of these days. Meanwhile, kindly subscribe to this channel. Your subscription is very important. And give it a thumb boost. Tap your notification button also so you are alerted the next time I drop new content. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. Until I see you in my next video, be the best you can be.